Yeah.
MySpace literally made you rank your friends.
I don't know why the only word I can think of is simping. Do you know?
No, what is
Like
that?
they
What is
don't.
simping? What is
Oh my gosh! Happy birthday! I already told
Thank
you 5 million times,
you.
but I'm gonna
Thank
tell you
you.
on
No,
camera.
that's okay with me. I honestly, my birthday celebrations end up going for like a whole month because like I'll celebrate with friends. I'll see people like you in between that, and then I'll celebrate that
Not your friend.
family.
You're like friends, and then you like a different category.
You're just a different. It's a different category. Your family. Maybe that's
Yeah,
more the
yeah.
way of my thinking with you. And then the other intermediate family, we do like weeks later because I don't. It's fun to make it last a little bit longer. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
you're celebrating. The one thing I always tell people about getting older, if they feel any type of way about it, is to not say I'm this many years old. Is to say I've lived this many years because
Ooh.
then you're kind of changing the framing on your mind to be like, it's a gift to be,
Yes.
every year older. I mean, I think that everyone can agree with that. So
Yeah,
different
I love
mindset.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. I actually just posted something. Sometimes I get in my feels like
Hmm.
randomly. I'm like, this is how I know I'm a true creative because I was getting sad because the VMAs were on, and so I was seeing everybody. I didn't watch them, but I was seeing everybody
Yeah.
talk about like all the music and stuff, and I was like getting sad that there will be music that I don't get to hear. You know, like
Yeah. No, that
there's gonna be an amazing song 100 years from now that I will not hear.
I think about that sometimes. Like I'll watch like a really good movie or I'll hear like an amazing song and I'll think exactly the same. I'm like, wow, what
Yeah.
a gift. I'll be like, what a gift that I'm alive to like be a
Yes.
part of the world going through this like cool cultural moment,
Yeah.
compared to like, I mean, we've seen a lot, I think, in our lives. Not that we're like super old. It's just the world
Yeah.
has drastically changed so much. I mean, even with
Yeah.
talking about our topic today, social media, like
Yes.
we have seen it from the beginning essentially
Yeah.
to what it is now, which we'll talk about more, but might not even be social media at all.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah.
and I think that
Aging is a gift. Life
yeah,
experience, all the
and
things.
it allows us to like share such unique perspectives like we are on this
Yeah.
podcast and things like that too.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
which I guess to get things started with it in terms of social media is do you agree that with everyone kind of though I feel like I've been seeing it a lot lately, I guess, in media and on YouTube of just like social media is dead. It's gone.
Mhm.
We're never going back to it. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, I agree to some extent.
Yeah.
I mean, I think statements like that are just so dramatic. Like
They're
you can't
they're meant
nothing
to
is
be, right?
yeah, it's not
Absolutely.
dead. I mean, it's like I mean, heck, there are probably people still on MySpace. I think
Yeah.
it didn't MySpace come back. Like
Yeah,
nothing is truly dead.
MySpace came back. I remember because I worked in corporate advertising and they actually came and
Yeah.
pitched to us and they said, I know what you're thinking. MySpace was gone. But we've actually turned into like this like music social media site that's like
Yeah.
all about music and talking about music and forming music
Right.
communities. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
still around.
So, yeah, it's not like the most popular thing ever, but somebody like no, it's not dead. Nothing is ever like fully dead until it is no longer a thing.
Right.
But I do think it's definitely changing. I have a lot of thoughts on this, honestly.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people entered the creator space in COVID years, like in 2020, or that's where they saw really big success at least.
Hmm.
And this is the same for freelancing, just like service providers,
Right.
online business owners. They thought that was the norm. And that was not the norm. That was the exception.
Yeah.
That was like a freak of nature event that happens literally once every 100 or 200
You're
years.
trying to tell me that me getting 20,000 views in under an hour is not the norm?
I hate to I mean, I wish it was, and I think we all, like, we wanted to be, like, optimists and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is it, like, my
Yeah.
retirement plan, I'm gonna retire at 32." That's not reality
Right.
for most people, that was just not a sustainable kind of
Mhm.
pace, I guess. So I think that's a big part of it, but I also think people are getting, uh, overwhelmed with being advertised to.
Yes.
I'll share a link to a video. I think it was like from the BBC or something.
Mhm.
And they were basically just talking about how, and you said it, you didn't even watch the video and you said this, that social media is basically becoming like commercials now or
Yeah,
Netflix now. It's not really its own thing anymore.
right.
So I do think it's changing.
Yeah, I mean, even like Netflix, I guess this is just coming from someone who works in marketing, is I say this a lot of like the world runs on advertising. I mean,
Yeah.
that is the premise. I mean, if you think about it, you have your typical ads, which are really easy to consider marketing and advertising. But if you really get down to the nitty-gritty of it, Netflix is trying to sell what? A subscription. What are
Yeah.
they using to attract you to get that subscription? TV shows and movies. Therefore, the TV shows and movies are ads to get you to buy a
Mm.
subscription. So it's like,
Oh.
yeah.
Wow. I did my mind, I'm like the mind blown emoji right now.
So it's
Oh
like
my gosh.
technically, like if I'm Netflix's head of marketing and advertising, those shows and movies are my ads.
Yeah.
Like they are what are going to entice people to come buy my subscription, which is my main revenue driver. So
Mhm.
I think if people start to think about that, one, it's going to drive them insane because then you won't be able to look at anything that's not like everything's an ad. Like it's kind of crazy, but it is the truth. But that doesn't mean it has to be a bad thing per se. Of just like it can still be entertaining. It can still make your life better because it's
Yeah.
adding value, whether that be entertainment or in like your case, educational things that you can share to help people, or in this case, this podcast, educational
Yeah.
things that add value that help people um, to learn more about something and to get them more ahead in life. But yeah, like I think people are using it as a big uh, drama piece, like especially in the YouTube realm of things. And
Yeah.
I would say that the point, and maybe let me know if you agree. I feel like the point, and I kind of said it was like the point that to me that social media, as like what it was, went away was the moment that any social platform opened people up to people that are not like their friends.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
when the follow kind of became a thing versus friends, which is like
Mhm.
initial Facebook, you could only like interact with people you were co-friends
Yeah.
with. The moment that went away, social media in its
Yeah.
way went away too and got exchanged out for TV entertainment replacement for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think that's the title of this video maybe, or it
Yeah.
was basically saying like, we're not seeing our friends' posts anymore.
Right.
Like that was the beginning of social media. That's to me,
Yeah.
it was like MySpace and then Facebook. Facebook was the most, I think, direct friends and family social
Yes.
media and still is. I post for my family on there basically. Like that's why I
Right.
post on my Facebook page. And yeah, that's really the only platform where I can go and be like, "Ooh, I'm going to see what, my
So and so's up
uncle,
to you.
what my actual real
Uncle
life
Johnny.
friend."
I don't know.
Exactly. If I open Instagram or YouTube, even if my uncle Johnny has has a YouTube, I'm probably not
I
going to
love
see
his
it. I
YouTube. It's great.
love Johnny. No. I do have an uncle Jimmy. Shout out to him. He's an
Okay,
amazing
cool.
artist too.
Close,
You guys
right.
should go check him out. Plug. But yeah, I mean, I say this all the time to you. You'll be like, "Oh, did you see this?" Or "I went to this," or
Yes.
whatever. And I'm like, "No." I mean, I don't really scroll
Right.
on Instagram that much, but still, it's like you
Well,
would think I
it's
see every one of your posts, but I don't.
yes, it's weird that it feels weird. Like even friends of mine will be like, "Oh, saw your post." I'm like, "You did?" Like it feels kind of like, "Are you annoyed?" Like I always like make this
Yeah.
joke to my friends. I'm like, "Feel free to block me if you're like you
Aw.
just get like too many videos of mine because like I post so much and I might be the
Yeah.
only friend content you see,
Yeah.
and thinking about it. Yeah, so it's like I almost see it more so that I mean, I make Michigan content. I'm the Netflix of Michigan, but from
Yeah.
like a short video point of view.
Right.
So that's how I kind of view myself more
Yeah.
than like I'm just your run of the mill. Like I'm everyone's friend on social media. Like, no, I do not
Yeah.
see it as that at all. I see it purely as they're subscribing for free to my version of Netflix that I produce and I'm in a lot of the content.
Yeah. I was talking to another friend of mine who is dating, and she was talking about how it's like embarrassing for her, And like, I get that. Like, I've experienced
Yeah.
that too. Like, for the first time, I'm like, ooh, when do I tell this person that, like, I have like a large following? And if they
Yes.
follow me on Instagram, they're going to be basically advertised to. They're not going to
Right.
be just like keeping up with this girl they like.
Yes.
So it's it's changed
Yeah.
purposes. It's changed functions. Like it's no longer about keeping up with your friends or
Right.
whatever, getting to know people. It's about this kind of viewer performer dynamic, which
Yes.
removes the social aspect of social. It
Yeah.
does turn viewers into viewers, consumers, scrollers into viewers, not like community members, I think.
Right. It was just so funny what you were talking about with the dating realm because it is kind of interesting of like someone you date probably is not gonna be swayed or just like feeling type of way about you like having a ton of followers. They'd be like, okay, cool. But the fact of like, oh, you're a performer
Yeah.
in a way, like you're an actor. In a
Yeah.
way, like when you think about it, of like you are you and I am me, and I am being myself in a lot of my content, and you are as well in all your content.
Yeah.
But like if we looked
It's
at,
different.
yeah, it's different. But if you looked at like typical role of like a commercial actor in the past,
Yeah.
like we kind of do fit that bill of
Yeah, for
like
sure.
I have to put my community first for my day job,
Yeah.
essentially. Which
Yeah.
is an interesting thing too, or of like of dynamic, I
For
guess too.
sure. The other thing too that I've noticed and that a lot of my creator friends agree with is that engagement is way down. We've talked about
Mhm.
that on this show before, that I feel like people are less likely to comment and like than they were before
Yeah.
for whatever reason. And I think it's because of this. I think it's because it's like people don't feel like they're a part of a community anymore. They feel
Mhm.
like, oh, like Latasha's up here
Yeah.
and like it's I don't know, it's no longer like, again, like this community feel, like, "Ooh, I'm
Mhm.
a part of this." It's more of like, "Ooh, I'm like." I don't know why the only word I can think of is simping. Do you know?
No, what is
Like,
that?
they
What is
don't want
simping? What is that?
I don't
Like
know what it
like
stands for.
symbiotic relationship kind of vibe?
I don't know what it stands for, but like a simp, they use it as like a dig, like as an insult. They'll be like, if a guy is like watching like a girl and
Yeah.
they like her content and they comment like, "Ooh, loved this video," they'll be like, "Oh, simp."
I've never
Like
heard
these,
that through.
maybe it's like a weird straight it's
It
stupid
could be.
insult or something. I don't know, but it's basically like fangirling. That's
Gotcha.
the word I would
Okay.
use. Like people don't want to feel like they're like fangirling or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fanboying or whatever. They want to feel like they're a part of something. So I
Yeah.
think that's a big reason why engagement is down as well. And I
Yeah.
think for me, if I had to make a big bold prediction or statement, I would say that the future of social is community.
Mhm.
I don't think it I don't think it necessarily exists in this broad, like, performative way anymore.
Yeah.
I think that it's all about, like, email lists,
Yeah.
private memberships, like, Discords, DMs, like, all of these different,
Yeah.
interactive kind of features, I think is where growth will happen more so.
Mhm.
Not obviously, I'm not saying people aren't gonna be big on Instagram anymore, but I think, like,
No,
that's
that's
an
where
area
it's
I
gonna
I
be a
would
slow
focus.
grow. It's not gonna be this,
Mhm.
like, super, like, "Oh my gosh, she's so pretty and stylish. Follow, 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 like, whoa, she's blowing up,"
Yeah.
kind of vibe. That was a really dramatic,
Love that.
recap of what's gonna probably not happen anymore, but, um, okay, wait, I wanted to go back to really quick for you. Do you really feel like at the core of it, let's just take into like no pandemic time, things like that. Do
Yeah.
you really feel like engagement's down for you?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it is.
Gotcha.
You're like, "Ooh, can't relate." Poor
Oh,
thing.
that stinks.
No, it
Um,
definitely is. And I will say, I guess
but you have
well,
emails and stuff too. Like I don't even have that.
yeah, but
The
it's
fact that,
down. Open rates are
but you
down
still get engagement on it.
a little. I'm a dying breed, you guys. I am fizzling out. Get it while it's hot. No. No, in all seriousness, no, everything is down
Okay.
for me. Truly.
Okay.
And it's okay. I'm not like
No, and
because
that's why I don't mind talking openly about it because I think we're both gonna
yeah.
be going through highs and lows while we are on this podcast of like
Yeah,
things really suck right now. Like I was just going
definitely.
through TikTok possibly going away and me losing 150,000 followers. So
Right. And you made it through.
that I have no
No,
control over.
yeah, but what I was gonna say too is I have in some degree like privilege of having data pre-pandemic, which again, a lot of creators don't have because a
Right.
lot of people got online in 2020. My podcast, I started it, I think, in 2018. And so obviously my audience has grown, so I can't compare like apples
Mhm.
to apples, but I can compare like engagement rates and,
Yeah.
things like that. And it's similar. Like
Yeah.
it feels like 2018 again,
Yeah.
which maybe is not a bad thing. Like I think it's
Sure.
just a perspective shift of
Yeah.
like, let me not compare like my highest grossing year ever when literally everybody was bored and just sitting and staring at a computer screen.
Right.
Let me go back to like the last bit of normalcy we had and compare to that. And I would say it feels more similar to that.
Yeah, I feel like to me, like cleansing times are not bad by any means
Yeah.
because it's very like when I get unfollows, I'm not really bummed about that because
Hmm.
deep down I know that I would much rather the people unfollow if they're not going to be liking my content because they're just going to they're just going to throw things off if they stay.
Yeah.
If they
Yep.
like have this inner hatred toward my content, then that's just
Yeah.
not going to work.
Inner hatred. Wow. Um, well, that's an interesting thing too, actually, because I do think like I talk about kind of the culture of social media, if you will, of
Mm,
what's popular at the time, basically, which formats and things like that. And I do think for me, like people in my space have to evolve
yeah,
because people don't want to be like shouted at anymore. They don't,
yeah,
the Gary V era that I came up in, like people don't want that anymore. Also, we have Chat GPT now, love it or hate it. And so
yeah,
people can ask it a question and get the answer quicker than watching a Latasha James YouTube video.
right.
And something, another term, you didn't know simp, but maybe you, may-
I'm ready.
maybe you know this one. Have you heard of comfort creators?
No.
Oh, wow. We have like totally different like algorithms apparently. So, uh, some people have said that I'm their comfort creator, which I
You.
love. I think
Yeah.
it's very cute. But it's basically like a creator that you've been following for a long time that you can just throw on a Thursday evening when you're
Yeah.
loading the dishwasher and like you just feel like you're their friend. You just like catching up with them basically.
Mhm.
And so for me that's like I watch so many vloggers and I've most of them I've been watching for like a decade. And
Yeah.
so at this point they are weirdly, they feel like my friends. Like I just want to keep up
Yeah,
with
I
them,
mean, you know
you
so much
know?
about them probably and, like, just about their life,
Yeah,
like,
and I
just
know we can
period.
talk about parasocial
Yeah.
relationships and stuff, but there is like genuine affection there and it's mutual. Like a lot of these creators chat with in the comments and things like
Mhm.
that. So there is a, relationship. I'm not saying we're best
Right.
friends, but like that's kind of what a comfort creator is.
Mhm.
And I think for me, that's sort of the area that I don't want to say trying to lean into because it sounds very strategic, but just like what makes me different from Chat GPT?
Right.
Like, okay, it's the fact that I have a lot of my audience who likes me because I'm vegan. I have a lot of my audience who likes me because they're also in Michigan, whatever. Like, what are
Mhm.
the things that make me uniquely me? Pull those things out as opposed to just trying to like rattle off a Chat GPT script.
Yeah, I've been trying to think about that a lot too, and I think that's kinda where the social media conversation goes as well, of and just content conversation goes as well too, of where is it going? Because
Hmm.
I myself will watch, like, those AI generated videos and stuff
Really?
sometimes. Like, I don't know what it is about them, but they are because it's so silly and it's so
Yeah.
funny, and I like funny content, you know what I mean? Like, that's
Hmm.
one of my pillars for myself and just in general is
Yeah.
like these weird and the people who watch them know that there's always these cats and like there's like all this drama with it and it's really fake and it's really stupid
Yeah.
and I can tell immediately what is AI and what's not. I would
Yeah.
assume that's going to go away ish as time goes on, but not really because it's kinda like I think there's always gonna be that heart of a person that's gonna be different, like,
Yeah.
even if I'm somebody who's making AI content, I still would need to understand, 1, the personality type of somebody that people like, which
Yeah.
that can be discovered, sure.
Right.
Um, but then you also need to have the desire to even wanna make content for that. Like, for someone to come and replace me, they would need to, 1, know a lot about Michigan, 2,
Yeah.
be able to, if they wanted to flat out replace me, copy my personality, which I feel like to copy anyone's personality would be a little bit difficult. And
Yeah.
3, actually have the desire to wanna make a community around Michigan and Metro Detroit.
Yeah.
So it's like, by the time we get to that point, it's gonna be a while slash, like, I would assume it's complicated. It's just
Yeah.
like anything, like, to become a content creator. So, I don't know,
But
I feel like I don't know where like, I know we got on this tangent of, like, AI and how it
yeah.
will fit in everything, but to tie it kinda back to the content and social media conversation, I feel like there's gonna be a human desire for socialness, at least with the
Mhm.
our age group, and I say our age group, including people right now who are probably, like, 20 years old and older,
Yeah.
because I think, like, my nieces and nephews, they're very much big on, like, the online world, but even then,
Yeah.
they still love relationships with people.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
That's so interesting.
yeah.
Because I have so many thoughts. The first thing I wanna say is it's not even just about your personality, like copying your personality, it's also about personal stories, right?
Yeah,
Like,
true too.
I can be like, "Oh, my mom's going to Mackinac later," and you're like, "Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, when I went, blah, 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 blah,"
right.
and here's some pictures, like
Here's a reco.
yeah, or just like, here's a bond that we have, that's how
Yeah.
humans connect. We connect through shared stories and whatever. So there's that. Like, so one of the things that I've been doing for my brand, if you
Mhm,
will, is I created a private membership on
mhm.
School, which is basically like a Facebook group, but it's not on Facebook. It's like its own platform.
Yeah,
And my one of my friends, D, he's been kinda, like, coaching me through it, and he was like, "Just post, like, random stuff in there. Don't make everything like a business lesson."
yeah.
And so, for instance, yesterday, I posted my Pilates routine because I have, like, a little card that my instructor checks off all the moves that I've
Mhm,
mastered. And I just started a conversation that way, and it's like, that ChatGPT couldn't tell you that. If somebody
right.
specifically was like, I like Latasha's approach to life, approach to exercise. She's not like
Mhm.
super ripped, but like, whatever. We
It's
have a
healthy.
similar body type or whatever. Like that, it cannot give you my exact, like, these are the exact
Yeah.
things that I do every day. It can give you a general Pilates routine. It can
Mhm.
give you like what they think I do, but it cannot, like, that just isn't possible.
Right.
Um, but it's interesting you were talking about young people
Mhm.
because there is actually some suggestions that I think Gen Z, they use social media less.
Yeah.
And my because your nephews are younger than mine,
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
So my
my nieces and nephews are all, like, 11 and below right now.
okay, interesting because so my oldest nephew's 20 and then like my youngest niece, she's like 14, I think.
Mhm.
My nephew he hates social media, the oldest one.
Yeah.
He's like, I will never use it. It's only
What
drama.
about does he hate, like, current state of Instagram, TikTok, or, like, hates,
I
like, the idea of, like, Facebook social media?
Yeah, well, what he said to me is he said it just causes drama, like, I guess in, like, friend groups and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's just, like, he's mentioned, like, fake looking people,
Yeah.
things like that, like, he's never used it, and I think that's so shocking to me because 'cause I'm like, when I was 20, I was, like, coding a whole
But
website.
there was drama still when we were using it.
Yeah.
MySpace literally made you rank your friends. Like, that's rude. That's so
Yeah, that would be
terrible.
heartbreaking, like, no,
Right,
I
and,
couldn't
like, it
handle it.
caused drama within my friend group, like, they were like,
Yeah,
"Did you see I'm not on so and so's top 8?"
yeah,
I'm
yep,
like, "What?"
uh Yeah, that's true, but I think there's kinda like that pendulum effect
Yeah.
of the my nephew's age group, so he's Gen Z, right? 20?
Mhm.
That's Gen Z. He grew up with it. Like, it was
Yeah.
like, it's not a novelty to them, and in fact, it's kind of like maybe they see it more as maybe that's why the world is so messed up, whereas
Yeah.
even though we did grow up with it kind of, I mean, I was like 13 or something before I really sort of got online. Like, we had
Same.
like little
I was 14 when I started,
yeah,
like, Facebook. Yeah.
yeah, we had like little like online games and stuff, but we weren't
Yeah.
like ranking our friends on
No,
MySpace at
although
eight.
I guess never mind, that was for Facebook. MySpace, I think I did start at, like, 11, which would, like,
Yeah,
you're, like yeah, it'd be on the
I'm
same, which is
2
kinda
years
funny.
older than you, a
Yeah.
little more than 2 years older than you.
So if you were,
Yeah.
like, 13, then yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bit early, but see, I that is that is social media to me. That is not what TikTok and Instagram, like
Yes.
what it is today
Right.
versus
Yeah,
like I think
because
today, I
you're
think
performing.
I'm curious to learn more, and we'll bring on your nephew.
Yeah, I know, honestly. He's like, "No,
Because
I
I
need
am
it the
curious to know,
internet."
like, okay, your friend who makes cool dance videos, that's not creating any drama. If anything, that's probably just like maybe as a friend that is like a has like 10,000 followers on TikTok for dancing. Like that to
Yeah.
me wouldn't create any drama slash would just be kind of like cool, I
Yeah.
guess, in a way.
Yeah, and
Maybe.
I'll
I
have
don't
to,
know.
I'll have to interview him further, and I don't wanna I don't wanna blast all his personal thoughts on the internet, but I guess, like, if I had to
Yeah.
hypothesize, because I mean, we even see it with people who are our age, who are in their 30s and
Yeah.
40s, like, "Ooh, you liked that girl's Instagram post?" And,
Yeah.
like, I'll be honest, like, if I was dating somebody or married to somebody and he's liking some girl's dance video on TikTok who we know in real life and I'm gonna be like, "What the" And but you know what I mean?
What is
Like, it
this?
does cause yes, like, it does cause drama.
Yes.
Would it's stupid and silly, but it does in
Yeah.
a lot of ways, so I think I don't know. I
I
think
think the
that's probably
drama
what
though
it
is a
would
little bit equivalent to like if like our like parents boomer time period, if they were like watching a movie and like a sexy scene comes on
Yeah.
and like the husband or the wife look too long, then like hey, and they like like kind of cover their eyes.
Y
It's kind of like all media causes drama
yes, but you don't know, like, Angelina
personally,
Jolie,
right?
right? I
That's
can
a
be,
good
like,
point.
personally a little jealous, but I'm like, "But,
Yes,
like, he
that's a good
he's never
point.
gonna have a chance with this chick." Like,
Yeah,
also, I think she's hot too. But if it's, like,
it brings it too close to home.
Jane
Yeah,
next door, yeah,
yeah, that
it's
makes
it
sense.
makes it a different situation, I think. So, anyway, I don't know. I feel like we lost the plot here.
No, the plot I think is very much there of discussing the state of social media and like
Mhm.
how much of what we have today is really social media versus what
Yeah.
is just like TV replacement, as I like to just say all the time. And I do think it's like
Yeah.
there's like the social media aspect is going away where people don't want to communicate via online. They want to communicate in person and then they want to
Yeah.
watch their I think K-pop in general is a bit ahead of the game in terms of
Yeah.
like and we're seeing it now speaking of VMAs that you just said and trust
Yeah.
me I'll tie this back to the main conversation. There is Cat's Eye, which is the fully K-pop style um train to be pop star queens. And they
Yeah.
were all put in a group 2 years. We followed their journey. We know exactly what's up, and they are killing it in the music game.
Mhm.
Like they are just doing amazing, and they just won a VMA. So it's kind of like I think people are almost doing better about separating what is real and what is not. And
Mm.
personally, I feel like, and your nephew kind of like puts it into perspective of like, yeah, like just delving in the online world 100%, it might
Mhm.
cause drama. It might like putting all of our eggs into one basket. It's going to cause maybe some issues versus like the K-pop way of things is like, we are your idols. Like they, they were trained and we're like, we're idols,
Yeah.
you watch us because you like what we do and we were trained to do this. Like, I think the world is becoming a bit, people are kind of taking their blinders off to be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is exactly how it works. I follow Ryan for his content. We are
Yeah.
not friends, and that's
Right.
okay. I just appreciate what he does. But my actual friends, I'm gonna like share my his content with them. So
Yeah.
inevitably he's like in our friend group in a way. And again, the
Yeah.
parasocial side of that's changing a bit too, I think. But I
Yeah.
think people are becoming smarter to separating their life out in that
Mm.
way, personally.
Mhm.
I don't know. What are your thoughts
Mm.
about that?
I agree. I think they are becoming smarter about it, but I think people don't, for at least for my people,
Hmm.
they don't want to be they don't want to watch Latasha. They want to I hate talking in third person, but they want to like it sounds so weird. They don't want to watch me. They want to be a part of a community.
Hmm.
I do. I think what you and I do are very different in that you
Yeah,
are an entertainer. I'm like not really that entertaining. I mean, like I
I think
don't
you're
like make the
entertaining.
well, thank you. Like yeah, some people get my sense of humor and like whatever, but
Yeah,
like they're
you're
not
not
like,
you're not
"Ooh,
focused on that. You were focused on the
yeah,
teacher that has amazing content for people. It's not so
yes."
much like your best friend teacher.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
like putting
Even
on
though
their
you
YouTube
are
video being
obviously a
like,
nice person and, like, you
"Thanks."
could be that. It's just, like, that
Thanks.
wasn't the goal.
Right. Yeah, they're not like, "Oh my gosh, I wanna laugh, so I'm gonna put
Yeah.
on Latasha." It's like, no. They might find a laugh in my content, but that's not the
Yeah.
goal. But yeah, like think about that. Your teacher, right? You don't want to just watch them on the whiteboard, write on the whiteboard and then
Yeah.
leave. What makes going to an in-person class or even an online class special about college or whatever is
Mhm.
that you can go up to them afterwards and talk to them. You get
Right.
feedback on your assignments. They do tell those personal stories and make you laugh sometimes and
Yeah.
whatever. Like that's what people want. So I think for at least my genre of content, it does have to evolve into we got to make community somewhere because I don't think the current social platforms and algorithms are supporting that. I
No.
think, yeah, for your content, maybe it does do fine with kind of this more viewer entertainer kind of dynamic
Mhm.
and just like lean into that. But I don't think people want that from me.
No,
And
it'd
I
be
don't know
hard.
that I
I
want
mean,
that either. That's not why I
yeah, like,
started
that'd be a
this.
that'd be an interesting realm to be in. That I feel like that would almost be kinda trying to be everything to this person. Kinda like
Mhm.
how, like, I mean, if you think back to your favorite teachers in school, they were kind of everything to me. Like, they were,
Yeah.
like, not only the teacher I saw every day, but they were also, like, felt like a friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and as somebody
Yep.
that was my champion. And
Yep.
that'd be a lot to be to a lot of people
Yeah.
in your
For
case,
sure.
I think,
Yeah.
more so than just, like, kids in school. Like, I would say those
Yeah.
same teachers probably were that for, like, maybe 5 other students versus in your case, it would be, like, 500,000
Yeah.
or, like, 200,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
but in general, I do think the idea of essentially what you were saying of, like, social media in its way is kinda going away, but community and actually being a part of something
Mhm.
versus feeling like you're a part of something maybe is the
Yeah.
transition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
like that's what I'm trying to because, like, even for me, I'm trying to be I think my goal deep down is to the same since the beginning, to be honest, of, like, I am here to be Michigan and Metro Detroit's champion, and
Yeah.
I'm here to show everybody how great it can be and how great it
Yeah.
is and how great people can be here. But even more so, I've noticed that my desire, which we've talked about in previous episodes, my desire for privacy and not wanting to be too involved, I think is getting in the way of, like K-pop, the idols. They they are, like, in a different realm than the people who follow them, but they personally, I think, share a lot,
Yeah.
and their life is kind of like a lot of celebrities and a lot of singers, like, their life becomes for their fans versus,
Yeah.
like, I don't think I wanna give up my life in that way,
Yeah.
but even though I already kind of have.
I saw this thing on Threads the other day. I wish I screenshotted it so
I
I could
love
give the
Threads too, by
person.
the way. Can we just say Threads is just so great? I know that's,
Yeah.
like it's the same as Twitter was back in the day, but, like, I don't know, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a
For
good way to
content.
show like different sides of your personality
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly.
But yeah, I wish I could give this person credit, but it said like the secret to being a private person is to share random like not that important parts of your life or to overshare them. So it seems like you're sharing a lot, but you're actually like not sharing the most, sacred things to you
Yeah.
or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. But I feel that way about me. A lot of people like I was just talking to somebody who was like, "You're so online." And I'm like, "Am I? I don't feel like I am." Meanwhile, I have like 5,000 podcasts and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
2 websites. But but yeah, I'm like,
Am I?
I guess it's true. I guess I do like post a lot online and I do share a lot of things, but like I don't share details about my relationships. I don't
Yeah,
share like much about my family. Like I don't share my bedroom. Like I've never posted a video inside my bedroom. Like there are just like certain things that are
yeah,
like sacred to me. And so I think maybe that's helpful to you is like decide how can you maybe be more personal without
yeah,
showcasing the most personal sides or the things that you
right.
truly do want to reserve for you?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Because part of me does I almost just wish I could be that type that's like, even when you think about the, typical influencers, which is I think I've talked about in a previous episode why I think, like, engagement is down for so many people, and I think it's because they didn't really stand for anything.
Yeah.
And they just kind of got like a following off of dressing nice or being pretty. And like, that's
Yep.
not to down those things whatsoever. It's just longevity wise,
Yeah.
it's just not
Right.
there. But
Right.
but if you think about it, some of those influencers, like I'll watch them on YouTube and they'll be like, "This is my bedroom," and they'll show like B-roll of them getting out of bed. I'm like, that's really intimate. Like, and like I've done that. I've
I
done
used
a
to do that when I was
I
younger.
right. It's like I've
When I
done
first
one
started.
video from my bed, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like this is really intimate to be watching me
Yeah.
like get out of my bed. Like
Ah,
it's a lot
that's
to share. So
amazing.
I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I need to find a way of and for me, I think part of the answer to the thing that you suggested, which I think was good, is me going out into the world more and
Mm.
recording more like around Detroit, around
Yeah.
Michigan, like just being out there more because I think as long as I'm out and about, I mean, even like I just went to an event in Detroit. I think like 7 people stopped me.
Yeah.
So, like clearly,
Yeah.
if I'm out and about, like seen in public,
Yeah.
I feel like that almost adds a little bit of like intimacy points. I guess you could
Yeah.
say, like, I'm real.
Right. Or even just like your favorite things,
Yeah.
like why what are the things that are important to you about
Mhm.
Michigan? Like how you can tie that back. Like for me, I share that I travel a
Right.
decent amount. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to work for myself is I wanted to be able to work from anywhere. I wanted to
Mhm.
be able to whatever. Like that kind of ties back to my why. They're like, oh, okay, I see why she
Wanted to
w-
do all this.
wants to do this because she gets to like live this life and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like tying it back to your purpose, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I need to find out how to do that because so much of my life is my work is my life. Like my work,
Yeah.
like in a way of like I love
Yeah.
what I do and I love what I get to do. I love being creative. So like all of that ties in with like, but like people don't want to hear about like
Yeah.
my work life as much. But I
But
think I
why Michigan? Why not? Because you could do the same thing in any place,
yeah. I
but
mean,
you choose
I
to
know
stay
so much about
here.
it. I know
I know.
it's true. Well, yeah, like, and that's why I think almost people get confused because sometimes I'll do travel stuff and like
Yeah.
they're not confused. They're just kind of like, okay.
Don't care. Yeah.
Anyway, like,
Go back to Michigan, please.
like some people think it's really cool. Like
Yeah.
the people that I think get it. But for the most part, I think people are like, why is he traveling? But
Yeah.
yeah, I
I think
think
you got to
that
be human. I don't
yeah, I
know.
think
I
and
think
that
that's all.
I think that's the kind of the solution as time goes forward too with social media or what have you. It's like it doesn't matter if social media aspects going away as much and if things do become more just about entertainment, I think that that's okay as long as you stick to. I was just thinking about this and I think this is the answer a little bit of an answer as to like life after social media does go away. What is the
Yeah.
take? And I think that I was thinking about it with us and how me and you, I think, always do a good job of preaching like it doesn't matter what changes because ultimately foundational elements of content creation kind of remain the same. That's why people are
Yeah.
like, how do you stay relevant? Be like, well, the foundational stuff's there. Like
Yeah.
create engaging content.
Yeah.
Think about who you're creating it for
Yeah.
and make, learn, edit, create again. It's like
Yeah. People will always gather and people have always gathered,
I'm gonna get,
like
let's put
the
that on a shirt.
yeah, all right.
Honestly, because it's true.
Yeah, like the Colosseum, right, back
Yeah.
in ancient Rome or whatever. Like people have always done this. The platforms or the, venues might change a little bit,
Mhm.
but social media is kind of just like a venue.
Yeah.
And maybe people will get burnt out on scrolling on their phones so much. So keep in touch with those people.
Yeah.
Email list, Latasha preaching email list. And then you can invite them literally to a physical venue.
Right.
Like maybe that's more of where it will go in 10 years. We'll be back to doing meetups and conferences.
Right.
Who knows? Going on tour, like maybe you do a comedy tour. I don't know.
Mhm. I do want
But
to being doing stand up, honestly,
you should.
I want to try it. I need to
I
try
feel
it.
like I need to do a stand-up show just documenting the past year and a half of my life. Because I keep like, I mean, just like I got dumped on the day I got divorced is a stand-up routine. You know what I mean? Like these
Dumped and
things.
divorced. That's a great
Yeah.
comedy tour
Yeah. Right. But I just
tagline.
want like the one little like get it out of my head and then
Yeah.
retire. I feel like you could actually do it as like a career.
Well, I even told people too, I was like, I honestly would just travel around Michigan. Like, I don't even need to go everywhere. I don't have,
Yeah.
I can just like literally stay around Michigan.
Yeah. That'd be so
'Cause I
fun.
mean, when I
You need
was
a tour manager, a merch
yes,
girl, let me
right?
know.
Because I think, yeah, ultimately, I think like, yeah, the in-person stuff switches, you pivot,
Yeah.
and like that's the case with everything, always.
Yeah.
Like you should always kind of be ready to pivot.
Yeah.
And I think that does tie in with the conversation of like, what if such social media goes away and all this other stuff.
Right. Yeah, but the
Um,
only thing that doesn't change is who you are and what your purpose
Period.
is and what your goal is, you know? The
Mhm.
venues might change, the platforms might change, the trends might change, but if you are
Yeah.
true to you, you'll be able
You-
to connect with people
Yeah, like your mission
anywhere.
doesn't have to change. Like even since the beginning, my mission has remained the same and it has had no and things a lot has changed since then.
Yeah.
And it has had no there's never been an issue with it maybe going away. Like I've
Yeah.
always been able to fulfill it.
Yeah.
So I think that that is a tried and true statement for everybody to listen in on.
Yeah, love it. Well, love our, philosophical chats.
Yeah,
I
that
hope
was
you
more
guys got something
philosophical. I
out of this. I don't know what our advice is. Be you. Do you,
be
baby.
you, do you,
Yeah.
be you. Leave a be you, do you leave a review on the pod.
Ooh.
Ooh, there we
Yes.
go.
Please do
If you
that.
liked
Five
it.
stars.
And yeah, 5 stars too if you want to just help it reach more content creators because they according to the comments, I think we've been having some great conversations here. So feel free to subscribe on YouTube too if you're watching, or if you're just listening, like the podcast, follow it, do all the things, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.